Right. So let's start. So today we've talked on market structure, we've talked on POI, we've talked on POI that has supply and demand, we've talked on confirmation entries, and we've talked on top-down analysis. I did not send the candlesticks Bible. Damn. Let me go do it now. So check the group. You'll see the candlesticks Bible now. For those who wants to study more on candlesticks pattern, that is just all about confirmation entries. Having your candlesticks pattern, you get those are what you want to see at your point of interest that will give you a confidence to take each trade you want to take. So I don't just jump into a random trade like that without, so I don't get stopped out, right? So let's, before I start, let me just try and hurry up and send the candle before I forget again. I no can see am again. Oh, damn. Candlestick. Candlestick Bible. Candlestick. Okay. Set. Forward. So if you check the group, check pinned messages, you see I've pinned it to the group now. So the Candlesticks Bible, you're not reading everything there. Just go to page number 16. You start from page number 16, or let's say page number 14 to read the candlesticks patterns. This will explain a perfect candlestick for you, engulfing, expect a perfect morning star, all those stuffs you get for you. So you just go there, study them. That's for the candlesticks, right? So now let's go to what we have today. Today we are talking on liquidity. Liquidity is the topic today. Now we all know that liquidity is something that we that defines our structure. If you were in our structure class, you hear me saying strip of liquidity, structural liquidity, all those liquidity stuffs you get. So that's what we are going to talk on today. Right now, what's liquidity? Someone asks you what's liquidity. Liquidity is definitely what? Money. We're talking of money. You get, be it the businesses you're running, you get. Someone asks you what's the volume of liquidity in this business. You tell the person, okay, the volume of liquidity in this business is so amount of money. This is the inflow, this is the cash flow of what comes into the business. Gets, that's what liquidity is all about. So now, as a advanced market structure trader, now you want to spot out. Now you know that first the market runs out for what liquidities. Yet every move the market makes is going from one liquidity spot to another. It's going from one liquidity. Like take for instance this trade on V50 years. I took, was it weekend? And you see that we have what? We have a structural liquidity here. And what does price does? Price comes, takes out structural liquidity. It comes to our POI, give us what? A confirmation entry and hits for what? The next liquidity here, which is this high. So now you want to look out for what? Before I even give you guys any examples, let's look out for, let's do the theory part first. We want to look out for what? Types of liquidities. Types of liquidities we have in the market. Now we have various types of liquidities in the market. First, you want to write, we have the sweep of liquidity. That is what your field order block. So you have sweep of liquidity here. Sweep of liquidity, right? You have sweep of liquidity. And we have what? We have structural liquidity. Then we have what? Inducement. Some people call inducement. You must have been hearing of what? Inducement. Then we have double top and double bottom. Double top and double bottom. Double top and bottom. Then we have what? The most important one I love seeing is what? Your trend line liquidity. Please, if you have questions, you just write your questions on the comment section. I'll take them. Trend line liquidity. Then have I forgotten any other one? Then we have the ranging market. Okay, we have swing highs and lows. Very important. Swing highs and lows can be seen as what? A liquidities. Those are liquidities that markets do come to take out. Then we have what? Ranging market. A ranging market. These are all liquidities in the market. Ranging or consolidating market. And these are the various liquidities we want to look out for. All right, so now let me carry this to the top. Okay. So now your sweep of liquidity, I think most of all here knows what a sweep of liquidity is. Now we say that in the basic market structure, price moves like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. In a point whereby price comes, takes out this low and go to the upside is what we call what? A sweep of liquidity. I mean, price failed this other block and pushed to the upside. This is what makes us what? Have what? A valid sweep of liquidity. So you now have this here as what? Your POI. From where we had what? That sweep of liquidity. Now after that, you want to look out for what? Structural liquidity. And structural liquidity comes as what? As this low. Now price must come, give you this low and break structure to the upside. Right? Price must come, give you this low and do what? And break structure to the upside. Then you identify these as what? A structural liquidity. Now, what makes a structural liquidity valid is when you carry your Fibonacci through to the upside and you see that it's up 50%. You know that any structural liquidity that's not up 50% is not what? A valid structural liquidity. In such cases, you don't want to regard that as what? A liquidity. So now people call this structural liquidity, or most times people call it what? Inducement. Now, if you look at the breaker block model, we have something like this, whereby price gives you the expansion move to the upside. Then we have this here. Now, in most cases, this is what? This is liquidity here. This is an inducement. You take this as what? Inducement, and you want price to react from what? This breaker block here. So take note of this. You will likely see something like this on the chart. You likely see something like this. This plays out a lot of times. This is still what? This is still a model, but this is a breaker block. Now your breaker block model has to do with what? You have a break of structure here. Then price will give you this impulsive move to the upside, which is what we call the expansion. We have this expansion move. Then price will create what? Liquidity for you. Price will create liquidity for you. Then what would we expect? You now expect price to do what? Take out this liquidity and react from what? This breaker block. Then in most cases now, you tend to see that we have some kind of re-entry in such form like price will now give you what? Structural liquidity to the upside. Yeah. Then react from what? This POI again. So you just need to sharpen your eyes to be able to do what? See these things in the market. Sometimes this also happens. You get sometimes this also happens. So you want to be able to do what? Spot out these little liquidities. Now, in my advanced market structure video, I showed you the 3 types of market structure and the different types of liquidities, right? So I'm going to do that now again. Now we say that this is what? This is for the A plus setup. This is how your A plus setup will form. Now, it's not every time your structural liquidity will form this way that will give you what? A perfect break of structure. We say that in most cases, price might actually do this. Price might give you what? A sweep of liquidity, break of structure here. Okay, before giving you a break of structure, sorry, let me draw that big. Minute, please. So before price gives you something that price gives you what? A sweep of liquidity here, right? Then we have something like this as structural liquidity to the upside limit. Now, in such cases, you want to identify your structural liquidity at this point. You get this. These will be taken as what? Your structural liquidity. You have what? You have your point of interest here. Yes. So we've talked about all these things already. So you want to know how to do what?
spot out this structural liquidity, each setups you are able, and make sure your structural liquidity is what? Valid. You understand? Your structural liquidity is what? Valid. Now let's go to the next. We have a double top and double bottom. How does double top and double, how do you want to see a double top and how do you want to see, why is this thing not loading? A double,
Let me check. Why is this stuff not loading? So we said we want to look out for what? Double tops and double bottoms, right? Now, in such cases, how do you take double tops and double bottom? Well, let's talk about trendline liquidity first. Now you might have a setup like this. Might have a setup like this. You get that gives you everything perfect. If we have something like this, price does something like this, the outside. This you guys want to note all these stuffs, right? Now in such cases, you see that we have what? We have a POY here. Now you're seeing that price has given you what? A trend line here, which now makes out for what? A liquidity at that point. So for me, if I see something like this, price gives me a trend line liquidity. What I want to see at that point is I want to see price do what? Come all the way down, take out the trend line liquidity, react from my POY and do what? Give me the push to the upside. Now, me seeing this trend line liquidity will even give me more confidence to stack on such trades. You get so suddenly now you see price does what? It takes out trend line liquidity, reacts from your POY and give it the expansion move to the upside. That's how it's supposed to look like. The same thing at this point, always above your POY. You will see this what? Trend line liquidity, double top or double bottom above what? Your POY. Now you have this price comes, takes out this double top, reacts from this POY, and give it the push to the upside. You get. Now these are what you want to look out for in liquidities. Now you also made mention of what swing highs and swing lows. Now you will check most times. I don't know if some of you have seen them. Most times, once you have spotted out, let's say you spot out a setup like this, you get to spot out your setup like this. Price tends to do what? Come all the way down to this your low. You get it passes your POY, it takes out your POY and push to the upside. So you now have something like this. Let's say price might even stop you out, then it now goes your way. Now, in such cases, you tend to realize that the swing low here was what the liquidity price was coming for. So in most cases now, price might even, if price wants to even frustrate you move, it can give you a confirmation here. It moves up a little bit, takes you out, then boom to the upside. Then you tend to find out that there are some kinds of liquidity that was at this point that price needed to clear off before pushing to the upside. You get so in such cases, you don't give up easily on a trade that takes you out. You want to stay more. You want to say, okay, if this price giving me some form of rejection, then you tend to see that 80% of the time, price might now give you a confirmation somewhere around here. Then it now pushes up to the upside. So for me, I don't give up easily when price takes me out. Because you don't know if particularly this low was what? The liquidity. You get it's just like this. Once you have a swing low and a swing high, what happens is that market tends to take out one at each time. So market might give you a retracement like this. It takes out the swing high, right? Then later in the future, it tends to start market will definitely come back to take out this low. So it comes take out this low like this, and it pushes to the upside. So each swing highs and swing low and liquidities in the market. That's what you want to note. Each swing highs and swing low. That's why every trade you're taking, you want to be able to do what? You want to be able to apply concrete risk management in each trade you're taking. Because you don't know how the outcome of that trade will play out. You don't know if the trade was supposed to take you out before going your way.
or you don't know if the trade was just supposed to tap into your POI, give you a confirmation, then boom to the upside. So you want to be able to apply what concrete what risk management. So those are the few liquidities we have in this month. You get most of the time, these are what happens most of the time. So any question? I think that's that on liquidity. Any question? You want to see your trend line liquidity above your POI. You want to see the double top, double bottom, all what above your POI. What it just gives is it gives you more confidence to take that trade because you know what is dragging price down to your POI. You know what is let's do some let's do some let's give some examples. Now if this V50 years trade, I think this was just advanced market structure sitting playing out here, right? So you saw we had what? We had sweep of liquidity intact. Very importantly, want to spot out what your sweep of liquidity. And we have what? We have structural liquidity intact. Structural liquidity is up 50%. And we have what? We have the break of structure here. Everything intact, in line with the trend. You know, V50S is somehow bullish. You get. Now, you answer what the price did. Price came all the way to our POI, gave us a confirmation here, and did what? Hit our targets. Now, you want to target what? You want to always target the next high, which was here. So at this point, you know that you're taking profit at this point. Get taking profit at this point. What the market did, market came. Now, this is what I'm saying. You're seeing this low. Now, this is a protected low. Market came all the way. Now, see what happened here. Market came all the way down to this protected low, took out this protected low, and is heading for what? It's heading for the next high, which is here. So you see that the market just runs after what? It runs after liquidity. If you're able to know where the market is coming from, you definitely know where the market is going to. So now you're seeing that market is coming from here, market takes out here, gives you an engulfing here. You can definitely risk an entry here for a buy. You get. You saw it there. You can definitely risk an entry here for a buy. What to the next high, which is what we have here. So all these swing highs and all these swing highs and swing lows are what liquidities. So now this is what I said. You have a swing low here. Then where's the next high? You have a swing high here, right? What the market did, market has taken out what? The swing high. It's now going for what? The swing low. This one was even sharp. Mainly it took out the swing high. It came for what? The swing low. Took out the swing low, bought back up, and it's heading to what? It's heading to this next liquidity. So in such markets now, you don't want to be selling. Why would you want to sell at such times? What you now want to do is you come to your 5 minute charts. You tend to say, oh, do we have what? Do we have any re-entry we could look out for here on V50? Yes. Let me check. Let me delete this out. Do we have any re-entry on? I'm not really seeing any clear re-entry, right? I'm not seeing anything clear. You get? I'm not seeing anything clear. I'm not seeing anything clear on V50. Yes. Or maybe price must have reacted from here and maybe taking this as what liquidity, something like that may happen, and it's buying back. Get so you want to be able to do what spot out what this liquidity is. Now is I don't know if I'll be able to see trend line liquidity. I would have shown you trend line liquidity above what your POI. I'm not seeing trend line liquidity here, sure. Not really seeing the trend line liquidity here, but I've shown trend line liquidity somewhere. Let me check another pair. Let me check the few setups I had in the morning. What's V75 doing? Now, V75, I'm planning to short V75 all the way down, right? Now, this is what I have on V75. V75, this is on the daily time frame, right? Now, this part of the liquidity, we have sweep of liquidity here. So I draw my purple line. I draw this purple line from where we had what? The sweep of liquidity, right way on the daily time frame. Now, this is a daily time frame setup. Now, what I don't have on this setup is what? My 5 minutes demand and supply level, because the river has not allowed me to go to the 5 minutes to spot it well. So I'm just confused. To be tough for me to look out for entries on the lower time frame, except price gives me what advanced structure model in the lower time frame. Then I can now look out for what entries. So we have that. Where's our liquidity? We have this as what structural liquidity here. You get we have that as a structural liquidity. Then we have this upper line as what our POI. on the daily time frame, but you won't want to be taking your trades from the daily time frame. You see that V75 is bearish. If you all agree with me, we have a real bearish pair. If you take your Fibonacci tool from this high to this low, you see that price is what? Price is in a premium area that is ready for what? Sell. You get. So we are expecting V75 to go lower. But now what is holding us from taking this trade is that we don't have where we are going to take what? Our sniper entry from. You get. That's why I'm not really interested in the trade like that. Because I have to have that 5 minutes demand level. You get. That is where price will tell me no, okay, take the trade from here. You get. That's giving you what? A confirmation entry. Okay, now you've seen this is what I'm saying. Price will give you what? Lower time frame advanced structure model. So we have what? We have a sweep here. I'm just seeing this now, right? We have a sweep there. And we have what? We have a POI here. So we can count on this. Well, this is still risky because you don't know if this was the initial place this 75 was supposed to sell from, but we can count on this. We have that as a POI there. Then we have this as what? Structural liquidity. We have this as structural liquidity. So price can come all the way up here and start giving us what they sell. Remember when we were on the daily time frame, I told you I can only take entries if price present us what? A lower time frame advanced structure model, which price just did now. You get. So we have this. You get. So we have this sweep of liquidity and everything intact. So let's see how far price. Now, what I would expect from V75 now is for V75 to go up to my POI and give me what? A confirmation entry to take this trade now. So now let's look out for more pens. If I can see more samples to show you guys. Okay, so this is the trade I had on V10 is already playing out. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Did not take this trade. Oh. I'm not taking this trade. Oh, and he gave confirmation engulfing candle. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So let's see the reason why I'm taking V10 SL. You can see this, you can see how clean the entry is, right? With the help of what my 5 minutes in go, my 5 minutes what supply level. That's what will make you get those sniper entries. I keep stressing myself. Okay, so now let's analyze this. You get so now let's see we have a sweep of liquidity there, right? We have sweep of liquidity. Where's our structural liquidity? The structural liquidity up to 50%. Let's check. Yes, our structural liquidity is up to 50%, right? So delete that out. Take this as what? Structural liquidity. So I want to see a great shot on VTNS all the way down. You get all the way down here. But you know me, I'm not a swing trader, so I will not hold the trade all the way down. If I see quick 1 to 5, I'm done for all that shit. So that's that. You don't want to in every player you have, player must have what? A liquidity. All right. So how do you follow a trade? Do I have to always sit in front of my computer always? Yes, now. What do you want to do? That's how I follow my trade. Though. I have to share some depending on the kind of trade do you get. If it's a trade I'm swinging, I won't sit. But I mean, if you want to look out for analysis, you need to come to your system now. So that's that on liquidity. Any question? Okay, this is the same thing on Visa and 5 years. Now, this Visa and 5 years on what? The lower time frame, on the higher time frame. This is your 1 hour time frame. And this is a sell I took last week. And you can see the sell, right? Now we have here as what? We have this as what? The POI here. You can see where I had my POI. Now we check, we have sweep of liquidity somewhere around them. And we have what? We have the as structural liquidity. If you have eyes, you can see. Let me zoom in and get a bit. If you have eyes, you can see what I'm showing. We have structural liquidity there. Now you see that price tapped into that POI. We had what attracted price to our POI, and price came for what? Price came for what? The next draw of liquidity, which was what? Yeah. So once you're able to get where price is coming from, you will get where price is going to now. Now you don't now on VTN 5 years, you don't know what to do now. I can't take trade now on VTN 5 years because I don't know what it's doing now. You might just consolidate and just give one crazy move. So you want to stay out of VTN 5 years now because you don't know what it's going to do now, right? But this was the previous move on VTN 5 years, this sell. Now this sell is just, if you can get this one trade, it's just one trade you need to set your life up in trading, right? Just one win. Even if you're using a $10 account, I can guarantee you that this trade would have made you what, $1,000. This trade would have made you $1,000. Say the clean setup there. Strip of liquidity intact, structural liquidity intact, POI intact. Now let's look at my entry. What was my entry like? Can you guys see my entry? I want everyone to mention the entry, the candlestick pattern I use on this trade. Just mention it on the comment section. What's the candlestick pattern? This is it here. Let me zoom in well. Mention the candlestick pattern I use on this trade. It's from here. Mention those is two candlesticks patterns. Mention the two. If you can mention the two, then you know what you're doing. Those are the two candlesticks patterns I use on that trade, and sew them off to the downside. If you like, you study. If you like, the year is fast by. It's up to you to do your thing. So I think that's for today's class. Let me check. People are mentioning bearish engulfing. I said it's two candle. Yeah, hammer and engulfing. Hammer and engulfing. But this is not a hammer. This is an inverted hammer. I think so. That's an inverted hammer. Hammer and engulfing. So that's it. You spot out everything very clean. Was able to spot out, and the funniest part is if you can see the liquidity on the higher time frame, you get like you saw in the 1 hour on our 1 hour time frame. Saw the way I saw you saw the way I saw the liquidity very sharp, right? Liquidity here, POI here. The next what? Your next draw of liquidity. Finished. As simple as that. This trade can make you so much money, even if it's $10. Risk the $10 all in. Maybe you see the engulfing, stack it all in. You get open a lot size. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not saying confirmation kind of works all the time, but if you know what you're doing, then you definitely know. So that's that for today's class. That's that for today's class. All right. I've sent the candlesticks Bible, so go study. You guys have a lot of study to do. I will open the group today. You get, if you like, you rant again. Blah, 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 blah. You rant. No, Allah, continue. So I'm running away now. You rant again. Open the group. So you send your assignments, send your studies, and please, you're not here to fight. Don't fight anybody. Don't fight anybody, please. The way you guys will talk to me, self, I know if you talk like that to person where they street, you get. So please mind the way you guys talk in all your phases of life. Just try to be respectful. You get. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know. You don't know where that person comes from. You're just talking to a person anyhow. So that's for today's class. I'll drop the recording on the group. Okay. I'll drop the recording on the group and send it for you guys. Good day, everyone. When you start, do you add SL and TP? No, I don't add one. I don't get it. No, that's my way of trading. I don't have SL. I can't put SL in 200 positions, man. Now, how will I put SL in 200 positions? If I open 300 positions, no. You should know that what you're putting in the account is your SL. You get this trade now. If there's any reversal after that engulfing, I'm stopped out. I mean, market that's your SL for you. You see this trade? If there's any reversal like this, let's say price invalidated this engulfing. We had what? We had the pullback like this to this upside. That's when you know that today was not your day. You get today was not your day. So that is that. That's on that. That on that. So let's see. Nothing much on this 5S for now. Price might just keep ranging till I see another good structure and another liquidity price is heading to. You don't just come onto the system, spot this one, no. You technically not to know why do you feel price will sell down to that place you want price to sell down to?
What's making you think price will sell down? You get this is a setup I had, but price did not come all the way to my PY. It ignored me and sold off. You get, so this is what happens most of the times, right? So it's up to you to level up this year. You get, you can make it this year. You get, I keep telling people I did mine in a year. You get, I did mine in a year. I did mine in a year. From no help from anywhere self. No mentor anywhere, no mentorship anywhere. You get, so you can do yours as far as you have the right information, as far as it's working for me, seeing it's working for me. See, you've seen my flips to some extent. At least there is no flip I've not done. Is it $1 flip? Is it cents flip? Is it 0 point something dollar flip? As far as you know what you're doing, that's what the configuration candle will always help you. You get, no matter your capital, you are always able to do or scale up. You can be $1. As far as you're able to scale up $1 to $10. My guy, be sure. You can scale up $10 to 100. You can scale up 100 to 1K. You can scale up 1K to 2,000, like that. As far as you're focused, you're determined that this month, I want to be up 2K funding. I want to be up $100. I want to be up $500. Leave it. As far as this market is here, then the mindset is in you. You're good to go. You get, not to put in your energy in ranting. All right, my people, take care. All right, that's all for the day.